really well. And their shooting percentage was outstanding, and it wasn't just luck. It's because the offense never allowed the opposing defenders to get comfortable.
Kenny, let's get your in.
Get fired up on defense. I mean, get angry, get upset. Guys are way too soft and giving up way too many good looks. At some point, you got to draw the line in the sand. Be like, okay, who's crossing this line? If you're coming over here, I'm taking a hard foul, and I'm going to resist you on defense.
Just about time for the third quarter to get underway, and we'll see you again at the Horn.
And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. Look at LeBron James. He's really been playing well.
And he just went off in those first two quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint as they try to disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
You know, guys, I think you've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him up like he has been.
Rubio with it. Checking out the group for Sam Mitchell to start the second half. Tayshaun Prince out there with Garnett. Then it's Andrew Wiggins. Then it's Ricky Rubio. And it's Towns in at the 5, roaming the paint. Here's Towns. It's Wiggins at the top of the key. Shoots from 12. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Love's got his 4th rebound in this one. Well, last season would be one where Kevin Love played a different role, saw his numbers decline, but that was, I think, especially with LeBron and Kyrie, much better players than he ever had in Minnesota. That was to be expected.
It's a great point, Kevin. And Love dropped about 10 points per game in terms of his output. The field goal percentage as well as three-point percentage was down, but still, he traded it all to be on a winning team. And I really feel like his numbers will start to go up as he makes the adjustment to playing with great players.
Good point. And a minute played as the second half gets going. They double him with James. Rubio with it. He's picked up by James. Towns kicks to Rubio. Here's the screen. Off target from outside. The Cavaliers leading by 10. To the middle. And James throws it down.
And we're seeing the shots start to fall for them now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this has been an extremely efficient second half for them up to this point. Kyrie Irving made his first playoff appearance last season with the Cavs, and individually got a big $90 million max extension as well. He's in a really good spot in his career at this point.
Timberwolves trail by 12. Rubio outside. Feeds to Towns. Puts it up. And he gets it to go. Hitting off the back of the rim. Towns has got 5. And speaking of Irving's star status, last season a signature shoe in his name. I see, in fact, that you and Clark are wearing them tonight. That's always a big deal.
Kevin, that's an elite club to be in. Only the true superstars get that kind of status. He certainly got the flash to go with the substance.
Now, here's Rubio. Following the miss by Kevin Love. Towns, no luck.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
Payne, he's checked in for Kevin Garnett. On the wing, Wiggins. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Rubio's got 5 assists tonight.
Kevin, he's been a bright spot in what's otherwise been a little bit of a struggle for this team.
Well, it didn't take long for us to see just how explosive Andrew Wiggins can be in the air. I mean, had a handful of huge dunks throughout the course of the season. He's going to make a lot of posters during his NBA career.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Miller's checked in. LeBron dishes to Irving. Mozgov down low. And a chance here to check out the league's scoring leaders. Fourth, LeBron James.
And his contribution to his team offensively cannot be understated. He is always leading the way for them with his ability to put up points.
That's good from Mozgov. Mozgov hits them both.
Thank you, Cleveland!
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Pass to Towns. Boom! He
Finish.
and the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
Well, Greg, you're right. It's clear to see with Wiggins. He is already fearless with his dunks. Clark, he'll go right at any big man with impunity and finish over him.
Yeah, and I think people knew he was a special dunker, but they didn't know how aggressive he would be in attacking the basket. That's where he surprised folks.
Now Wiggins following the miss by J.R. Smith from deep. 4 on the shot clock. And Mozgov comes to help. Offensive rebound. The Cavaliers leading by 8. The drive by James and stolen by Payne. Irving against Miller. Dishes it to Wiggins. Down low. That's good from Payne on the assist by Wiggins. Wiggins has got 3 assists tonight.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today. And the thing about
they can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
Every veteran goes through losing a little speed and quickness. The great ones compensate by getting stronger and more physically imposing, not to mention also their basketball IQ grows as well, just as has been the case for LeBron.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Thompson, he's checked in for Mozgov. Shumpert comes in for Smith, and it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Irving. Here's LeBron, and he makes good on the layup. And now a 10-point Cavalier lead. Well, talking about the strength of LeBron now, we saw Michael Jordan do this too. They paid a lot of attention to the body as they got older, and thus they became more sculpted. They looked more physical.
Exactly. Leaned up and altered their games a bit. Not nearly as high-flying, but just as potent and as effective.
Inside, Shumpert, and he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
Jang, no luck. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, they won their last contest, that game against the Nuggets in Denver.
And if you look at the box score from that game, guys, the first thing you'll notice is how many turnovers they forced.
And one thing the box score doesn't show us is how many points came as a direct result of those turnovers. But I think it was a huge factor.
And that one falls for Shumpert.
And last year's midseason trade had to feel good to Iman Shumpert. Toiling away in New York, injured, uninspired. Boy, did he find new life in Cleveland. Of course, playing next to LeBron can do that for him.
The Cavaliers making a switch here. Jones is checked in. And for Shumpert last year, Clark, he added the defense and athleticism on the wing that Cleveland so desperately needed.
Yeah, he sure did, Kevin. And he also became a facilitator of all things. I mean, you wouldn't expect that from him, but he averaged over 3 assists a game, easily the best mark of his career.
Good point.
And chalk up a few more points for him there. This has been a one-sided game in just about every area.
Absolutely. I echo that sentiment. Their offense, their defense, I mean, it's all been terrific.
The Timberwolves shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
Shooting for Cleveland, Zach Levine.
Free throw good, Levine.
Oh my gosh, I just got that.
And so he hits both. The Cavaliers on offense. A big stretch here going 10-2. Here's Jones. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Dellavedova.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
Cavaliers foul. Hey, James Jones.
The Timberwolves have put up good numbers at the charity stripe, converting 6 of 7. And the first one at the line is good. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Critical when you're looking to overcome.
Here's Love.
What happened on that one, Greg? I mean, that's almost an automatic shot for him.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Cleveland ahead. They finish off the third quarter on a 12-4 run. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. The Cavaliers leading by 14. We've got Kevin Love. J.R. Smith out there with Williams. Then it's James Jones. And it's Thompson in at the 5 spot. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavaliers. Jang, a screen. Martin, the pass to Muhammad. No good on the 3.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
And Rubio kicks to Martin. And he gets it to go. Martin's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Timberwolves. They've been doing a great job of sharing the ball.
Excellent display of team play.
And guys, Sade comes to mind for me because right now that offense, it's a smooth operation.
Sade, I like that, Greg.
And here's Rubio after J.R. Smith getting his 3 to go.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, defense like that really increases the degree of difficulty on that shot by a large amount.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Well, Greg, I know you're a little guy, but you know what it means to box out, and it's an effort thing and a mindset deal. You got to get your body between that other player and the ball.
And the Cavaliers call time here. You look at Gorgie Jang and his development in the league out of Louisville. What a big jump for him last season.
And that's a great point. That first year, you could tell the game was a little too fast, and he was a bit overwhelmed, but started to get more and more minutes throughout the season and really blossomed with the extra opportunity.
Go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Well, over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what David Blatt said to the team. He said, we are this close to finishing them off, but the job is not done yet, and I don't want to see any let-up out there. We'll see how well his point got across, guys.
Thanks again, Doris. Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Mozgov, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. LeBron comes in for James Jones. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Mo Williams.
And Jang last season doubled his points per game, got enough rebounds where he could be a double-double player every night in the near future.
Ricky Rubio.
We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Irving attacking, blanketed by the D, who fights to the rim for the layup.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
And Yang isn't a young player by any means, but he has learned how to fill a niche on a team quickly. Just offers good numbers and intangibles in a lot of places on the stat sheet.
Here is Rubio, following the basket by Kyrie Irving. Garnett, the screen. The drive by Rubio. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Smith's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds.
It's really been a tale of two halves, hasn't it, guys? As far as taking care of the basketball, immaculate at halftime, but he's had too many miscues here in the second half.
Minnesota calls timeout. And during this timeout, I'm sure they'll be hydrating themselves with Gatorade. All the effort out there on the floor, and these timeouts can be such a huge factor in getting a short rest and recharging the battery. Now, here's Rubio. Kicks it to Towns. And the rejection by Smith. And Towns gets it to go.
He's been a different guy here in the second half. His shooting percentage far better than it was before the break.
The drive by James. Can't hit from in close. Timberwolves trail by 10. Here's Wiggins. Mozgov grabs the board.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Towns with the steal. And they're running. And Wiggins gets it to go on the assist by Rubio. Wiggins has got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Timberwolves. James outside. And it's out of bounds. And they say last touch by Garnett. Zach LaVine's checked in for Minnesota. On defense, Minnesota. They've allowed just 7 points here in the fourth quarter.
And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
Here's Levine. From 12 feet out. It's hauled in by LeBron. LeBron's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Soft touch off the glass. LeBron's got 13 points in the second half.
And with that speed, once he took off, the D just had no chance of getting back.
Well, I think they did the right thing. I mean, just give up the 2 points and move forward. Hey, discretion is the better part of valor sometimes. Write that one down, game players. Discretion is the better part of valor.
Now here's Mozgov. James, no good. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, guys, in the NBA, you learn things by doing them in game-time action. And Andrew Wiggins had plenty of time to learn on the job. He was 2nd in the league in minutes played last season, only behind James Harden.
Looking over the numbers again, Greg, Wiggins logged a ton of minutes as a rookie. Over 36 minutes a game, Clark. That led all rookies in the NBA.
And how about leading everybody in the league in minutes played after the All-Star break, Kevin? Almost 40 minutes a game is what he averaged after the All-Star.
And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
They're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They've decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half.
One shot. One shot.
Free throw good, LeBron.
And last season, really a tale of 2 halves for the Wolves. When Ricky Rubio returned from injury, they just looked so much more in sync as a team. No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for the Cavaliers.
Clark, what do you think was the deciding factor in this one?
Simply field goal percentage. They shot the ball much better than the opponent.
And so looking at their number, this will be win number 22 on the year.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
The stats tell us, Greg, that the winner of the first game is a big favorite to come out on top in the overall series.
And what a huge standout performance it was for James. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Thompson, he's checked in for Mozgov. Jones comes in for Kevin Love. Jefferson's checked in for James. And Mo Williams subbed in for J.R. Smith. Minnesota calls timeout. They trail by 14. There's 42 seconds left in the game. The Wolves improved just very slightly last year in terms of wins, Clark. The quality of play on the floor, though, was visible.
Yeah, and the team's point differential was a lot better with Rubio in the lineup. They did have some big wins over quality teams, and Rubio's impact was certainly noticeable.
LeBron's checked in for Irving. Martin dishes to Muhammad. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
And they're clearly finishing strong here, but not enough time to pull it out.
Yeah, it does look like they're going to end on a high note. Too bad this run didn't develop sooner for them.
Well, if it wasn't out of reach, it is now, thanks to that last little spurt.
And why put the brakes on now? I just say keep on letting it fly.
29 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Williams. Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel.
T-Wolves ball. Timeout call for Minnesota.
And the Timberwolves call time here. They're down by 12. 24 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And Minnesota has possession. A 12-point game. The Elite misses. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth. Jones for three. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. And here we go. Fast break. Muhammad's got it. Here's Miller. Another miss. By Minnesota.
That's what we call good defense in the paint. Worth its weight in gold.
It absolutely is, and maybe even more than that. I mean, you saw it right there. Without his presence, that's an easy basket.
So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
Well, you know, it makes a big difference. I mean, you never felt like they had any doubts that they'd come out on top.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. LeBron, tonight another example of this team's excellent work here at home. What does winning here at home mean to this team?
It means a lot. It means that we come in every night to try to protect home court, and also our fans give us all the spirit and all the enthusiasm to come out and play hard in front of them. So a lot of credit for it. And our coaching staff always prepares the right way to come out and try to dominate home.
Thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
All right, Doris, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And standing by for the postgame show, let's head over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, LeBron James. How'd you feel about his performance, Kenny?
Ernie, that is the definition of domination. He took them to school tonight in every possible way. I know there's 10 players on the court, but I only noticed one.
I don't know if there's a fan base that loves their star more than this crowd. Wow. You get jealous, and he feeds off that support. Once they got behind him, he became unstoppable, man.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.
Quando eu me vi só nesse lugar, eu pensei que preciso sair pra me libertar. Seja com quem for, a minha vida é cantar, nunca no mesmo lugar. Seja sozinho a dois, o resto eu vejo depois. Mas só em pensar que com a sua face, tudo que eu pedisse, só você que me desse. Aí pensando Deus se esse quarto falasse, mas que pena, já era, já era, já era.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
We have started the big countdown and the hour is almost here. But before we celebrate at midnight, we welcome you to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson,
Happy
joined
New
by
Year.
Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet
New
Smith.
Year.
Siamo fragili, se tutti ci toccano, siamo fatti di sogni che non ci fanno dormire.
Io non dormo quando ti penso, io non dormo e basta e compenso. Io lo so che siamo uniti, se a capirsi basta il silenzio. Senza te sarai nel vuoto, mentre insieme siamo immortali. Baby,
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You can taste the excitement here in the Quicken Loans Arena. Happy New Year's Eve. Thank you for joining us here on 2K Sports for the NBA. We're all dressed up and ready to go. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Eastern Conference battles always fun. This time it's the Cleveland Cavaliers intent on protecting home court. And it's the Cavaliers to start out. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So the Bulls 5 right now. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. And it's Mirotic in at the small forward spot.
Well, LeBron James long considered the greatest player in the league. He's got some competition now, though. Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, Steph Curry, James Harden, all playing well last year. But for my money, there's no better player in the league than King James.
Mirotic's shot is off. For Chicago, they won their last contest that game against the Indiana Pacers.
A lot of firepower coming off the bench in that game really allowed them to escape with victory.
I thought the bench was the X factor for him. You can't rely on that kind of scoring coming from the reserves every game. But when it shows up, it's a nice weapon.
Rose at
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just... what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
You're exactly right. I mean, so often when a team gets that kind of explosive play out of its backcourt, that can really rally and galvanize the whole squad.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Kia. And so here is Chicago. Their last encounter was in Chicago.
Yeah, it was a narrow win. But at that last meeting, I think foul trouble for the other side may have really just tipped the scale and allowed them to escape with the W.
You know, whether it was their smart play or a few whistles that perhaps could have gone either way, when games are tight, every decision becomes more magnified.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
James against Butler. That's not as easy as he made it look, guys. You've got to have some skills to pull that baby off.
Well, he's got plenty of those skills necessary.
And you know what? That man can climb a ladder.
Here's Mirotic, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Fred Hoiberg. What'd you find out, DB?
Yes, Kevin, and he didn't outright say that he didn't worry about defense here, but it was all about offense for them this game. He said numbers 1. Getting good looks, good movement, and hitting shots. That's all there is to it. Let's see if their approach works.
Okay, Doris, well, the offensive approach, a primary force in the game plan today, guys.
Yeah, they are out to put up a big number today, and I think they can do it.
Well, that certainly seems to be the goal. I mean, it could be a shootout if their plans come to fruition.
And James throws it down.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Bulls trail by 5.
And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
Now here's Butler. Against Indiana, he was really on his game. 6 to shoot. No problems knocking that one down. Mirotic has got his second bucket of the game to go.
You know, the rest of the D can be stretched a little thin when the double team's in place like that.
As you said, the Cavs put a lot of pressure on themselves because of the trade. You could see it affect the way they came out of the gate, Clark.
And, it was just night and day, Kevin, when the Cavs began to relax and click. I mean, a total transformation and turnaround. They would go 19-20 in the first 39 games, and then 34-9 over the rest of the season once those guys gelled and got locked in.
Rose passes to Gasol. Irving against Rose. Mozgov grabs the board.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Rose with the ball. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. Feeds to Mirotic. Gibson with the screen on Love. And Mirotic kicks to Butler. The second chance effort. No good from Gibson.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
And that one's good, Irving.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
And the first timeout of the game called for Chicago. 2 summers ago.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
Kevin, it was unbelievable. The storyline, after all the acrimony between LeBron and the ownership as well as the fans, but you know what? He said it best. He truly is back where he belongs.
He's home. He's home. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Thompson, he's checked in for Mozgov. Amon Shumpert has come in for James. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for J.R. Smith. And Mo Williams subbed in for Irving. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Portis, he's checked in for Gibson. McDermott comes in for Mirotic. Kirk Heinrich, he's checked in for Jimmy Butler. And Brooks subbed in for Derrick Rose. Gasol, oh yes, the turnaround.
And how about the bounce pass there being used to perfection?
The Cavaliers leading by 5. Dellavedova dishes to Love. He feeds it to Dellavedova. That's in there. Love with the assist. Dellavedova's got his first basket of the night.
They've been hot here early, dropping them in left and right.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. We'll see how long they can keep it going.
The shot by Heinrich, no good.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist. It was a bit of a roller coaster year for Mo Williams. He had that 50-point breakout game, but then later traded away to the Hornets.
Now here's Gasol. He's coming off a 13-point game against Indiana. Heinrich passes to Gasol. Back to Heinrich. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But boy, that was a nice job.
And of course, Mo Williams, Clark, shift to the Hornets for their playoff push, and that's out there.
I thought overall, Kevin, Mo had a really strong year given his age. Probably his most productive season since his early 20s.
And here is Brooks after the 3-pointer from Amon Shumpert.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
The dish to McDermott. Good for the basket, starting off 1 for 1 with that shot. Now here's Williams. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. And it's Love penetrating. Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. Cleveland ahead. They lead by 8. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go.
Let's take them back.
And Pau Gasol, after some great years and some difficult years, talks about now his newfound excitement playing with the Chicago Bulls. think you'd have to say decision to go to Chicago. Clark was great. He clearly gave it a lot of thought, but made a better pick.
You know, I agree. Not only is he happy, but so are his teammates. Ask Rose and Noah and Butler. Those guys love playing with him, and you can see how the change of scenery rejuvenated the big.
And we're getting back to the action in our New Year's Eve broadcast. And from what you guys have seen so far from Cleveland, what's your take?
I just like the way they're getting out in the open floor, taking advantage of all those fast break chances here early on.
I agree with you, Greg. I mean, they can run, and they've done a good job filling the lanes in transition.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. Rose is the 1 with Butler is the 2. Doug McDermott is out there with Mirotic, and it's Gibson in at the 5. Rose attacking, good on the shot. Rose has got his second basket.
I mean, it's just fun to sit back and enjoy watching him operate, and that's what it looked like. The D
postseason for the 10th time in their last 11
season. Kevin had that interdivision matchup in their first round against the up-and-coming Bucks. Some hiccups form in that series, but they were able to prevail.
Smith kicks to LeBron. It's good. Smith. And it's 7 points for LeBron.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team. Boy, in that playoff series against the Bucks, the Bulls looked like they were primed for an upset as they started slowly, eventually pulled it together, and came in as the underdogs against the Cavs.
Out to Smith. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense.
And the Cavs knocked out the Bulls in 6 games. Bulls went up 2-1 in the series, but didn't have an answer for LeBron. Strong effort from the Bulls, though, but they just couldn't match the firepower of the Cavs.
And so he hits the technical free throw. Got a piece of it. In transition, here come the Bulls. Here's Butler. It's hauled in by LeBron.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Mozgov.
Taking a look back over the last month, Kevin, let's check out how Cleveland stacked up. 2nd in opponent points per game. 6th in opponent shooting percentage. And they're in the top half of the league in fewest turnovers. When you can be in that company, you're giving yourself a chance to be a winning team.
And going back to their points allowed ranking, they slowed the game down, forcing opponents to score in the half court. I mean, if you can score at all, really suffocating you on defense.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. Fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
And if you look at the box score from that game, guys, the first thing you'll notice is how many turnovers they force.
And one thing the box score doesn't show us is how many points came as a direct result of those turnovers. But I think it was a huge factor.
From deep, LeBron, and the shot is good. LeBron's got 10 points.
They're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results right now.
You're right. 3 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Chicago calls timeout.
And injuries, once again, were a central theme of the Bulls' season last year. Losing Rose was one thing, but then having Jimmy Butler lose a lot of time put them in such a tough spot.
We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Rose against Irving. Rose goes in. The kick outside to Butler. No good with the wing jumper. And for the Bulls and injuries, a lot of teams plan for these type of things. There's only so much Clark can do to mitigate losing your starting backcourt.
But I tell you, great respect and admiration for the Bulls for how they fought through the difficulty. I mean, their front court did what they could. The injuries, once again, I thought turned the Bulls from championship contenders to just a playoff team.
Shot is good, and the Cavaliers lead cut to just 9 points on the basket for McDermott. He lobs up the alley-oop pass, and it's out of bounds. The Cavaliers able to retain possession here. And this is a good time to show you some of the league's most disruptive defenders over the past month, the steal leaders at the small forward. 5th on the list, LeBron James.
I mean, if you're an opposing small forward, this could also be called a list of the league's most annoying players. I mean, they will be in your jersey all night when you're up against them.
Greg, they are an elite group of defenders. I mean, they don't just make it difficult for opposing small forwards. They pester entire teams with their activity, jumping in the passing lanes, being active with their hands and feet. Very impressive defensively.
Butler with the ball. Now Smith defending. Here's Mirotic. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Cleveland leading by 10. LeBron drives in. 6 for 6. He's yet to miss from the field.
You know, he's putting on an outstanding offensive display, and he may just be getting warmed up here.
It's tipped. And now the Cavaliers. Fast break. Smith with the ball, and James throws it down.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout, just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnovers. Really just a tremendous day for him. And if you remember, he was just as good in their last game. And how big was last year's trade for J.R. Smith? I mean, sent from the Knicks to the Cavaliers around midseason, Smith began to post some of the better numbers of his career, helping prove that for a tumultuous personality like Smith's, environment is key.
Let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Cavaliers.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
And also, how about the fact defensively they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
Williams for three. Good. Williams has got 6 points. For J.R. Smith playing alongside LeBron and Kyrie last season, he knew he had a chance for a ring. You know, Clark, he played like it most of the time.
He sure did. I mean, instead of having to create offense, the offense was created for him, served up perfectly for him, and all he had to do was knock down open jumpers, and as a result, his shooting percentages rose after the trade.
Lets it go from 11. Looks good, is good. Bucket number 4 from the field. He's taken only 6 shots.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
Pass to Shumpert. The tray. Good. And the nice assist for Williams. And that's now 6 points for Iman Shumpert. Pass to Mirotic. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
Only took them a few seconds to answer the three ball with one of their own.
Greg, we've got a three-point battle taking shape here.
And here's Love for 3. Gasol with the rebound. Bulls trail by 16. Brooks up on top. A 29-point game for him in the win against Indiana.
And what I enjoyed when watching that game was the way he balanced getting his shot and also incorporating his teammates.
Comes up empty down low.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is
And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. This arena is packed, and the energy in the building obvious. I'm Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. LeBron James putting in some incredible work. He ended up with 19 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. There was a lot to like about his first 2 quarters in this one. Kenny, your thoughts? How are the Cavaliers playing?
Well, shooters were popping open right and left. Exceptional ball movement. Guys racing off screens, spotting up, knocking down shots. That's the way you play basketball unselfishly, and it was superb, and they exploited all the weaknesses of the defense.
And Shaq, what'd you think about Chicago?
Ernie, I'm going to hit you with some Spanish. Reason number uno why they're being blown out is their poor reboundion. Is that right? Reboundion? I don't know. Rebounding, whatever, however you say it. They're just not battling. Where's the fight? They've had way too many one-and-done possessions. Tom?
All right, and that'll do it for us here. We now take you back to the second.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters.
An excellent game we've seen.
Look at that.
Rising up and hammering it home. That could be just what they need to pick their energy up.
Wow, it definitely got the guys on the bench on their feet. I'll say that for a man. Oh, man, was that
And no doubt about it, guys. That's one of those plays that will pick up his teammates. A lot of times a play like that is just what you need to get the adrenaline flow for your team.
And that replay sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one. Mozgov sets a screen for LeBron, and he sinks the shot coming off the strong pick. James has got 21.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Boy, that's a warm-up jumper there. I mean, when you're a pro, you can't make excuses for missing that one.
And that one is stuffed right through.
And that's his M.O. Sometimes he can score more points by himself than the rest of the team.
Cavs were poised to make a huge run last year in the playoffs, swept the Celtics in the first round, but it cost them.
Yeah, and even though they did get that sweep, they lose Kevin Love for the rest of the way, and that put a big hurdle in their quest for the title.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
Because they were really ragged out there.
Yeah, they've got to get some things straightened out, and sometimes the best way to do that is with the timeout. They look to be overwhelmed right now.
McDermott's checked in for Chicago. Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. Butler up top. In the corner, Gibson with it. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. From outside the arc, and Butler gets it to go on the assist by McDermott. Butler's got his second basket of the night.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
And the Cavaliers call time here.
Really impressed with the way Jimmy Butler last season made big strides in his game, going from a supporting role player to someone you can build your team around.
Richard Jefferson, he's checked in for J.R. Smith.
Oh, wow. 4 or 5 to start the half, coming out on fire.
And it's Butler with the jam.
What a beautiful pass to set that one up.
The pass might have been pretty, but the finish, I thought, Clark, angry.
That's a heck of a combination. Pretty pass and an angry punch.
And that's what makes the alley-oop such a terrific play when you're able to execute it.
Rose attacking, and there's the call on James. That's his first foul. And Jimmy Butler had the career highs across the board last season, won the Most Improved Player of the Year award, really picking up his production in his fourth season.
You know, we had seen the flashes of potential in Butler before. Last season, he sustained great play and really took everything to the next level.
Out to the right wing. Love with a wide open look. Good, and the assist goes to James. James has got 5 assists in the game.
What a passing display he has put on here tonight.
Yeah, he's spoiling us, Greg. I mean, there's just another fantastic dime dropped right there. That one certainly should make the highlight reel.
Gasol's shot is good. The Cavaliers leading by 16. Here's Jefferson. That one off the back iron and out. The Bulls have gone even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the third. McDermott, no one around him. It's Chicago with another bucket.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Butler on the wing. Wide open look. The shot is off, so Cleveland will take it the other way.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's cost him.
To the paint, here's McDermott. Uses the glass to finish the layup. McDermott's got 4 this quarter.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim. And no doubt last season the Bulls were clearly preparing for the playoffs. They played their rookies but added a lot of playoff seasoned veterans to that roster. Wow, he got whacked on that, which shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
For Cleveland, they have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. First one falls for him.
And for Kevin Love, such a big part of that Minnesota Timberwolves franchise. I mean, they drafted him 5th overall back in 08, and really he had been their catalyst his entire career. Even last year when he decided he finally wanted out, he helped the Wolves land Andrew Wiggins in the trade that shook the league.
Heinrich kicks to Gasol. Good, and Heinrich gets the assist. And it's 6 points for Pau Gasol.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
Thompson misses. Well, Kevin Love, and we've kind of gone over some things in Minnesota with Greg, but Clark, Kevin Love probably wasn't long for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, it was time for fresh scenery, and that's why the Cavs offered up the house, including Wiggins, who eventually became Rookie of the Year for the chance to get Love.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
Well, I think that pass caught him off guard, but he showed us board hands, too.
Mo Williams is checked in for the Cavaliers. Got a piece of it, taken away by Williams. And now the Cavaliers. Fast break. On up the court.
Now, one spot the Cavs did struggle with last year was help off the bench. They were last in the league in bench scoring.
Mirotic is checked in for Pau Gasol. Good on the second free throw. There's 42 seconds left here in the third quarter. Brooks against Williams. Brooks, the pass to Portis. Back to Brooks. And Heinrich has it in the corner. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Heinrich's got 6 points.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
The pass to Love. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. He sinks the 11-footer. 8 points for him. And so here is Chicago. It's a 14-point game. Next step for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. And it's Butler missing.
Most of the time, that shot will go down, where the defenders have to make sure they tag him.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Cavaliers on top. They lead by 14. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. That'll be a 5-second call.
Bulls ball.
It's taken away by Smith. On the court for the Bulls, getting this fourth quarter started. Heinrich and Rose, the guards. At small forward and power forward, it's McDermott and Gibson.
And it's not often that one of your enforcers is also one of your best three-point shooters, but such is the case with J.R. Smith. Everywhere he's gone, he's played both roles, sometimes to the team's benefit, but others to its detriment.
Greg, on the topic of Smith, you never know what his personality is going to bring to the game, or Clark, even the moment.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Moment to moment, it's an adventure. When the good JR is rolling, he's knocking down threes, playing solid D, creating havoc for the opponent. Bad JR is taking and missing wild shots, going to sleep on defense, and causing problems for his own team.
Yeah.
You know, guys, Taj Gibson now has 6 full seasons in the NBA, already 30 years old. Seems like just yesterday he was being drafted.
Mozgov, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. James comes in for Shumpert. Both shots good from the stripe. Getting back to Gibson, he was one of the oldest college freshmen in the country at age 21. Played 3 years at USC. Then he was one of the oldest players in the 2009 draft, even though he declared as a junior.
Yeah, I think the NBA is the only profession where it hurts you to have a lot of experience coming out, because that's one reason why he did drop. I mean, had he been a couple years younger, with his length and athleticism, he very well could have been a top 10 pick. But I tell you what, the Bulls are happy that he wasn't.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Cavaliers.
So far, they've turned in a fantastic performance from the three-point line. It's been a weapon all game.
And you've always heard of guys being in a zone shooting, but you can be in a zone passing the basketball, and we've seen that tonight as well.
Kyrie Irving's checked in for Matthew Dellavedova. And Chicago also making a switch. Gasol's checked in.
You know, the Cavs last season won a bunch of games, but they had to fight for a lot of them. They often would fall behind early or dig a big hole and have to fight their way out of it.
Almost uncontested. I mean, it's nice to be able to add to the lead without having to really work for it.
Here's Heinrich, and Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Gibson with it, picked up by Thompson. Shot clock at 6. And Gibson, here we go. That's good. Gibson's got 5 points in the quarter. You mentioned, GA, the Cavs and their comebacks. They actually overcame double-digit deficits for 13 of their 53 wins last year.
Yeah, and Kevin, I remember their biggest one being a comeback after being down 17 points. I mean, but when you have the star power that the Cavs have, no comeback is out of the question. You're just never safe against this team.
Irving attacking. Here's James. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. 33 points for LeBron.
And he has just been in a flow offensively. Terrific game. He has been the X factor.
Chicago calls timeout.
And for Kyrie Irving, it had been a long time coming. Last season, he finally played in his first postseason with the Cavs. And up until the unfortunate injury, he certainly made the most of it.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
I was able to listen in on what Chicago's coach was going over with his team. McDermott was the focus of the discussion, and he wants their offense to run through him. Coach has a lot of faith in him offensively and let his players know it, insisting that he be at the forefront of what they do at that end of the court from here on out. With the minutes ticking down and the deficit still a big one, those adjustments have to be a chance worth taking, Kevin.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Timeout called Cleveland. And think again about the playoffs last year, Clark. They weren't all sunshine and roses for Irving. He had to play through a tough leg injury in the conference semifinals, and, of course, the injury in the finals, the fractured kneecap, and he was gone.
Yeah, that was really painful to watch, seeing him go out for the rest of the playoffs with that fractured kneecap. A freak injury, but he'll grow from it and be better.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation.
They're doing well overall, but the turnovers have been the exception.
Yeah, it has been, and they've been able to overcome the carelessness to this point, but I'm sure the coaching staff wants that to get cleaned up right now.
Heinrich. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim.
You can't afford to give him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
On the wing, Irving. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. LeBron's got 6 assists here tonight. Bulls trail by 17. Rose kicks to Gibson. Smith against Heinrich. Gibson setting a pick for Heinrich. Gasol a screen. Rose dishes to Gasol. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
And here is LeBron. Picked by Mozgov. McDermott with the steal. Heinrich kicks to Gibson. Passes to Rose. Cavaliers with the rebound. They led the game at 1 point by 20. McDermott with the steal. Bulls trail by 15. In the corner, Gibson with it. Kicks it to McDermott. Launches it. The shot misses. And Cleveland the other way now. It's LeBron with the drive. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. LeBron's got 16 here in the second half. Rose against Irving. Rose passes to Gasol. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
LeBron dishes to Smith. Back to LeBron. He's feeling it. Again, the Cavaliers score.
And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
Here's Rose. The dish now to McDermott. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Not only is their lead big, but their advantage on the boards is huge, too.
They've been the aggressors, plain and simple, outworking them, fighting for every loose ball.
LeBron kicks to Irving. Shot clock at 5. Three-pointer. Rebound by Rose. Bulls trail by 17.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Cavaliers.
They found a great rhythm from long range.
They sure did, Kevin. Every time they left the man open deep, he'd get a good look at the basket. And they didn't hesitate, and the aggressiveness paid off.
And so looking at their number, this will be win number 22 on the year.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for James. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in. And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, it makes it tough for the defense to chase that ball around when it moves that quickly all over the court.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively.
Rose against Irving. And it's Rose penetrating. And he gets it to go.
And really, if this had come just a little earlier, they may have been able to get back into the game.
Yeah, I agree with you. They needed this a lot sooner than they got it.
LeBron, no good.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable in their shot attempts.
Fires from deep. He connects.
And that's just a little more for these fans to cheer about as they get ready to celebrate a W.
Well, let the party start. The celebration begins, and they're going to let their guys hear it.
The 2K Sports post-game show.